What if your beloved pets aren't who you think they are after dark? What if, when the lights go out, a secret world awakens right under your nose? We thought we knew Buster, our goofy golden retriever, and Luna, our elegant black cat. We were wrong. What we captured on hidden cameras, it changed everything. Get ready, because the secret life of our pets is about to unfold. For years, Buster and Luna brought so much joy into our home. Buster, with his perpetually wagging tail and boundless energy, was the quintessential happy-go-lucky dog. Luna, on the other hand, was the picture of feline grace, often found curled up in sunbeams, observing the world with an air of quiet wisdom. During the day, their interactions were typical. A playful chase, a shared nap in separate but adjacent spots, the occasional nose boop. They were family, undeniably. But as the sun set, a nagging question always lingered. What exactly did they do once we were all asleep? It started subtly. We'd wake up to find Buster's favorite squeaky ball not in his bed, but neatly placed on the kitchen mat. Luna's toy mouse, usually under the couch, would appear on the stairs. Little things, easily dismissed as coincidences, or perhaps our own forgetfulness. But the pattern grew. Sometimes, there were faint scuffling noises from the living room, quickly silenced if we stirred. Our curiosity, once a quiet whisper, became an insistent hum. My wife, Sarah, finally suggested it. "Let's get some cameras," she said, "just to see." I agreed, half joking about catching them throwing midnight parties. Little did we know, the truth would be far more extraordinary. Setting up the cameras felt a bit like preparing for a spy mission. Small, discreet lenses were placed strategically in the living room, kitchen, and hallway, key areas where Buster and Luna spent their time. We wanted to see their world through their eyes, or at least through the lens of a tiny camera. The first night, we went to bed with a mix of excitement and anticipation. Would we see Buster snoring loudly? Luna gracefully scaling bookshelves? The next morning, we eagerly downloaded the footage. The initial hours were exactly as expected. Quiet darkness, punctuated by Buster's soft snores from his dog bed, and Luna silently gliding through the moonlit hallway for a drink of water. We started to think our midnight party theory was a bust. Then, around 2 a.m., something shifted. Buster stirred, not to get water, not to stretch. He slowly, deliberately, got up, his ears perked, his head tilted. He was listening. The camera zoomed slightly, capturing his focused gaze towards the kitchen. A low, almost imperceptible growl rumbled deep in his chest. Luna, who had been sleeping soundly on the armchair, lifted her head. Her eyes, like emeralds in the low light, were fixed on the same spot, a shared moment of alertness. What were they sensing? We held our breath, watching. Buster padded silently into the kitchen. Luna, with surprising swiftness, followed, but stayed a few steps behind, her body low to the ground. They moved with a purpose we had never seen before. Buster began a meticulous patrol of the kitchen perimeter, sniffing every corner, every cupboard door. Luna, meanwhile, jumped onto the counter, her gaze sweeping across the windows. They were like a well-oiled team, each playing a distinct role. Was there something in the house? An intruder? Our hearts pounded watching the playback. Then, Buster stopped. He nudged a bag of cat treats that had been left slightly ajar on the counter. Luna hopped down, sniffed it, then delicately pushed it closed with her nose. Click. The lid was secure. They looked at each other, a silent acknowledgement, then returned to their sleeping spots. It wasn't an intruder. It was a security check. This first discovery was a revelation. It wasn't random movements. It was a patrol. Every night, it seemed, they had their own routine. Buster would check the lower levels, Luna the higher ones. Loose cabinet doors, a forgotten blanket, even a misplaced slipper. They would subtly nudge or adjust things, almost as if tidying up or ensuring everything was in its proper place. We started to notice their unspoken cues. A flick of Luna's tail would send Buster towards a specific area. A low whine from Buster would prompt Luna to investigate. They communicated not with barks and meows, but with silent signals, a language only they understood. Then came the night of the great bug hunt. A tiny spider, no bigger than a pea, scuttled across the living room carpet. Buster, usually terrified of anything that moved too fast, froze. He didn't bark. He looked at Luna. Luna, perched on the back of the sofa, watched the spider with intense focus. Slowly, she descended. Buster positioned himself between the spider and the couch, essentially herding it. Luna pounced, a swift, silent movement, and trapped the spider under her paw. She didn't hurt it. She simply contained it. Buster then nudged a small piece of paper towards her. She used it to scoop the spider up, carrying it to the front door. We watched, mesmerized, as she gently deposited it outside through the crack beneath the door. Then, both pets returned, heads held high, as if completing a vital mission. They weren't just playing. They were protecting our home from the smallest threats, working in perfect synchronization. But the most profound discovery was still to come. One night, Sarah had a terrible nightmare. She tossed and turned, murmuring in her sleep. The camera showed Buster, fast asleep, suddenly lift his head. He recognized the distress in her voice. He slowly got out of bed, Luna following closely behind. They crept into our bedroom. Buster lay down gently by Sarah's side of the bed, his soft fur pressed against the blanket. Luna hopped onto the pillow above her head, gently purring. They didn't wake her. They didn't make a sound. They simply were there. Their presence, their silent comfort, seemed to calm her. After a few minutes, her breathing evened out, her movements ceased. Only then, with Sarah peaceful once more, did Buster and Luna quietly exit the room, returning to their posts. That footage brought tears to our eyes. It wasn't about security checks or bug hunts anymore. It was about pure, unconditional love. They weren't just our pets. They were our guardians, our silent protectors watching over us even when we were completely unaware. They had their own nightly rituals, their secret lives, dedicated to the well-being of their human family and each other. Their bond wasn't just tolerance or companionship. It was a deep, symbiotic partnership built on trust and a shared sense of purpose. Buster, the clumsy dog, and Luna, the aloof cat, transformed into heroes every night, quietly ensuring our peace and safety. The unexpected twist was that their missions weren't just for us. One evening, a loose shingle on the roof began to tap rhythmically in the wind, a sound we hadn't noticed during our waking hours. On camera, we saw Luna, perched on the highest bookshelf, staring intently at the ceiling. She meowed, a soft, concerned sound. Buster, alerted by her, began to whine softly, looking up. They didn't just passively observe, they actively tried to times-tell times-us. They nudged us, made soft noises near the roof access point in the attic. It was their way of saying, something isn't right. The next day, I checked the roof, found the loose shingle, and fixed it. They were not just reacting to our known world. They were actively managing the unknown aspects of our shared environment. They were the unseen custodians of our home. Understanding their secret life changed everything. It wasn't just about the nightly adventures. It was about the profound depth of their connection to us and to each other. We saw how Luna, usually so independent, would wait for Buster if he was lagging behind on their patrol. We saw Buster, who often chased squirrels by day, gently lead Luna away from a potentially dangerous dropped crumb on the floor, knowing it might upset her stomach. Their bond was a tapestry woven with silent acts of care and protection. Our appreciation for them grew immeasurably. Every morning, when we saw Buster stretching out and Luna blinking sleepily, we looked at them with new eyes, knowing the secret world they inhabited after we drifted off. They are not just animals living in our house. They are integral, active members of our family, with their own complex thoughts and feelings. This journey taught us a powerful lesson. Sometimes, the deepest love and most profound connections are found in the quiet moments, in the unseen actions, in the secret lives that unfold when we're not looking. Our pets give us so much more than we realize. They are truly magnificent creatures, with hearts as big as their silent deeds. So, next time you tuck your furry friends in for the night, remember, their day might just be beginning. They might be embarking on their own epic adventures, keeping watch, offering comfort, and loving you in ways you never thought possible. If this incredible journey into the secret lives of Buster and Luna touched your heart, please hit that like button right now. Subscribe to Dog and Cat Universe Hub for more heartwarming and astonishing animal stories. And tell us in the comments below, what do you think your pets do when you're asleep? We can't wait to read your theories.